The last week of the regular season, the QCSportsNet crew back with me, Grant Dahlstrom, Joe Winkel. We'll talk about the Moline Maroons first, 7-1, won the Western Big Six, and they're trying to go 8-1 for the first time since 2022. The last time they also won the Western Big Six. They're closing things out against Galesburg at home. Grant, what are we looking for in this game?
Another week, another opportunity. So far, everything feels like it's fallen into place this year for Moline. Against Galesburg, another team they're favored heavily against. Moline blew out Rock Island. Rock Island blew out Galesburg last week. But I talk about opportunities. Moline every single week has a different approach to get better, and now you can look toward the playoffs. Make sure you're getting all things set, ready, good to go, heading into the playoffs, which is just on the other side of this Galesburg week. Now, Mike Morrissey doesn't want to admit he's looking to the playoffs past this week, but that's definitely in the back of this coaching staff's mind. And speaking of Coach Morrissey, when I talk about everything falling into place, at the start of the year, he said, we're going to be fast, but we don't know exactly what we have. Everything has really worked out to a T this year. They have the best offense in the Western Big Six, the best defense in the Western Big Six. The offensive line that you talked to the other night is leading the charge. They're getting that running game. Eli Warren is back healthy. Sam Ngongo should be back this week or next week, I believe, in that running back core. And then Mark Carey, as we've talked about every single week in these previews, doing what he has done. Kason Ponder as well. The offense, 35-plus points in 3 straight games. The defense, also the top in the Western Big Six. And then they've had guys just really mesh together nicely. Drew Phelps, a senior leader, their leading tackler. He has been the top guy on this defense for most of the season. But then you have guys like Keaton Shalder filling in, making great defensive plays, blocking a punt at a point as well. Hassan Nadai, a junior, scored defensive touchdowns in 3 straight games. Another junior, Jonah Engel, interceptions in 2 straight games. Alex Ocean, one of the most improved players on this entire team, and a guy that I enjoy talking to, is running the ball, is catching the ball, being an attacker in the pass game. And every single week when I talk to him, what are your keys for the week? He just says, we've had a good week at practice. And so far, every time he said that, the week has gone well. So this team feels comfortable with each other. And this week, no different, even though it's the last week of the regular season and the playoffs right around the corner. This Moline team feeling as good as ever.
And Joe, you just saw Moline play as well. What really stood out to them about you?
That defense is sick. Whew, it's different. They got game records. They have absolute game records. And one of them people I knew, we were talking on Friday last week. There was people that I like, names that I just forgot to mention. Drew Phelps is one of them. He flies around. They do a really good job of being able to put guys in opportunities. They read tendencies well, which is, what an offense likes to do, whether it's be in a certain formation. They know, okay, this is the things that they're going to do. We can anticipate this play coming here. And Drew Phelps is a tendency destroyer. He was able against UT to really put himself in advantageous positions to just blow plays up. And Elijah Martin, who's the guy on the defensive line that I completely forgot to bring up, and that's my fault. He absolutely wrecked the game against UT on Friday, and he's done that all year. He is an absolute stud, and that defensive line is nasty, and they fly the ball. Their defense as a whole flies to the ball. That front 7 making plays, they tackle incredibly well. And looking at this game for Galesburg, like just to move forward, obviously, Mike and the staff, they're not going to overlook anything, but handling your business is important because you want to obviously make sure you win this game to get a good seed. They're going to be flirting with a top 4 or 5 seed in 7A when it all gets seeded out 1 through 32. That'll set you up with a home game. It'll set you up with, I don't want to say an advantageous matchup, because if you're in the playoffs, you're a good team to get to the playoffs, and it's obviously going to be a tough game. But it's being a 5 seed and playing a 28 or 27 seed is better than being a 18 and playing a 19 seed. I think or 16, 17, whatever it is. My brain can't do math right now. Regardless, setting themselves up for that, obviously handling your business Friday can set you up for success once you get into the postseason. And I know there's some barriers in that postseason that Mike and that staff and that program are very overdue to break down.
And you definitely can't overlook this game, because even though we're already in the playoffs, they already have clinched a conference title. they still have something to play for. And for these seniors and for everybody on this team, they've talked about how they want to make their mark in this Moline history, trying to have an 8-1 regular season for the first time since 2022, trying to, looking down the road, get to the third round of the playoffs for the first time. So they're not looking at this as an overlook week, as you said they can't do. And as I talked about at the top, just looking at it as another opportunity to add another win to the total.